Good magical day. It's me, Christopher, with Awakening the Universe. And this is an episode of Remembering. So, I was meditating a few days ago, and some thoughts came to me in this meditation, and I stopped and wrote them down. And I'm going to share them. And the question, it was first a question, right? You ever just wonder what it's like to be God? And I thought, wow, what is it like to be God? That to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are the master creator. To know that the words that you speak become the moment you speak them. To know that the thought alone sets into motion the thing that is to become, and the spoken word blasts it into becoming, into being. Because you're the creator. You are the creator. When all of that came to me, I was so overwhelmed with emotion because I realized that it's true. We are the creator. We're the creator of our lives, with our thoughts and our words, because we are a piece of God. If we look around us and see what our lives look like, we see that our words, and look at the words that you're speaking, look around at your life, see what words you're speaking over yourself, over your family, your children. What's your life look like? Does it look like what you want it to be? I think the first place we have to look is within. For me, I noticed that I speak words of lack, less than, not enough. And then I started seeing where does that come from? Like, who created that within me, right? Like, where did those thoughts come from inside of me? That did they just come up? No. They're from programming, right? Because from the time that we're born into a family, they start training you, right? They train you to eat for yourself, feed yourself. They train you to walk. They train you to go potty on your own. Or so we think. I have thoughts about that too. I was programmed by my mother and my father and my stepfather, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, the whole family gang. School, teachers, church, all of those things, all of those people had influence on my training, on how I see myself, how I am being in the world. And I'm not blaming them. I'm not saying that, that it was bad or whatever. They said the things they said, trained me to think the way that I think, because it was their perspective, from their level of understanding and how they were raised, And whenever I realized all these things, I started getting pissed off. I got pissed off at my 4-year-old self because I realized that's when I first started shifting, into their perspective instead of what I came here knowing, And I got pissed off at my 4-year-old self, and then I got pissed off at my teenage self, and then I got pissed off at my 20-year-old self and my 30-year-old self and my 40-year-old self that, why didn't you wake up sooner, bro? Like, what was happening? I was so far deep into it that I couldn't see my way out. And I think that I had to get to the bottom. Of course, that's where it all begins. You got to get to the shit has to happen where you feel like you're like laid out on the ground and to start pulling yourself up. Because it's a journey, right? In the journey, there's peaks and valleys and ebbs and flows and all of that shit. And then I thought, fuck programming, Fuck these stories that I've told myself over and over and over again. The stories of lack and not being provided for and stuck in those fucking narratives that say you have to suffer and and money is the root of all evil and all of that shit, where reality is that I don't believe we're meant to suffer, and money's not the root of all the love of money and making it more than, it's everything, I think that and worshiping it and as if it's a deity instead of the energy that it is. I think that shit is what's real, and so I thought, I remember a time when I'm like, it's time to fucking hit the reset button. It's time to be done with this. And when, I thought about suicide and all of those things, and that, what can end this? What can reset it all? And although death in a literal sense certainly is a reset button. Fuck yeah, it's a reset button. And you get to exit this one and, come back and try again, I feel like. And but that's not why I came here, right? I didn't come here to exit early. I came here to experience the journey into remember, right? To remember, to put it all back together, I think I chose to come into this to experience everything that I experienced so that I could be here today and tell you that it's a journey. We're going through it, we're having to unlearn what we've been programmed. And there is a reset button, and it's not death in the literal sense. It's in dying to the old man, dying to the lies that we've been told. And there's a Bible verse, and I grew up in the church, and my grandfather was like a deacon or elder or something. And, we went every time the doors were open, right? And we took care of the church, mowed the grass. We did it all, bro. And anyway, so there's this Bible verse that came to me when in this whole thought process the other day, and and looking at everything, and it's Ephesians, right? It's Ephesians 4:22 through 24. I'm gonna just read it. That and it says that you put off concerning your former conduct the old man that grows corrupt according to the deceitful lusts and Be renewed in the spirit of your mind, that you put on the new man, which was created according to God in true righteousness and holiness. So that tells me that to let go of the past, to let go of that old programming, and everything that you've been told, right? To be born again into the truth. The truth that we are created in God, right? We are a piece of God sent here to experience life, you know? We're created to be righteous and holy. We're created we came here to experience the wholeness of life. Every aspect of it, the good, the bad, the indifferent. And I think that in this experience, we should be loving every single thing. Every single experience comes to grow us, right? Comes to show us who we are, where we are, where we're headed. And to remember that we are creators. We're creating with our spoken word. Every spoken word casts a spell on our lives. And we can choose to live it in abundance, or we can certainly choose to live it in lack. And I ask you today to remember that we are the creators, that we are a piece of God, and that your words are powerful. Words are powerful. If you are of the opinion that the Bible is speaking truth, then the world was created with the Word, right? The Word was God and was with God, all of those things, right? I think that the Spirit, the energy that creates worlds, lives in us and in every single thing. Everything has energy. Energy, God is energy. Everything is energy. And we draw those things to us with the energy that we put out. And that words have energy. So that's the message of the day, right? And we ask you to come back and join us at Awakening the Universe, where we help you remember, right? Put it back together. The magic of you, the creator in you. So, thank you for joining us. See you.